Yeah,
It's too much. They're all fucking lying to us anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to click the thing and can you hear everything sounds good?
Yeah. Well, against this.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Welcome to OurBad. I'm Big Bobby Jones. I'm here with Matthew Collins, and we're sitting down with John Stone. How you doing, John?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hanging out, you know?
Yes.
John, I've known you for a long time.
Yes, long time. I was just thinking about it on the way here, actually. I remember, Bobby, I was at Gateway in 2016.
Was he the
he was working.
fan?
Yeah, he was working.
Yeah,
he was
talking
working.
about that.
He used to drive around back. He parked in the same spot every day. And I used to see him all the time. I was like, who's this dude, man? You know, and he was a funny guy back then, too, I guess. You know?
Was it on my scooter or was it driving a motorcycle? What I have?
You were driving a motorcycle. It was either one. I don't know. I think it was both. I think it was both.
Stephanie told a really funny story about it. Wasn't that? Oh, Stephanie.
Yeah,
was
Stephanie. When I'm buzzing.
I remember him doing like a play-by-play during one of the hurricanes, and there was a bucket out there, and he goes, "Oh my God, the bucket is full."
How we'll recover. We will rebuild. Because everything shut down Gateway. I was literally the only person on Gateway property. They kicked everybody out, and they're like, "We need somebody to watch the facility. Will you just stay at the facility during the hurricane?"
So
and
they didn't kick out the patients.
All of them. Everybody.
Yeah, we had to leave.
Ghost town, dude. Literally the first time this has ever happened at Gateway ever. It is completely empty, and they let me just hang out there. So I was just like running around filming all these videos. It was just really windy and rainy. It was fucking really neat.
I hear Bobby be like, "So we got a hurricane coming."
It was all over the internet.
If you had to guess, all right, they let everybody go somewhere. They made sure everybody. They even sent people to homeless shelters and everything. If you had to guess, how many people came back out of, say, 80 people? How many do you think didn't come back?
I'm gonna say half.
No, one.
Didn't come back.
Just one didn't come back. Everybody else came back. Yep.
I would have came back.
Yep.
I wouldn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah. How was that?
So when you were going there as you were in Gateway?
Yeah, I lived there for 9 months. Yeah. I went there, like I said, July 12, 2016. Yeah. And I lived there for 9 months. I was in residential, and then you go through residential, then you go to room and board, room and board status, and then RBS it's called, and then you go to apartment status. I went through all three of them. Yeah.
Gateway's great, man. It's amazing.
I would pop up here and there for a while, and I feel like I remember you.
I remember you too.
Yeah.
I do. Yes. Yep.
I remember you at Tradition House.
Yeah. I got a great story about that too. When we get there, if you want.
I lived there briefly. That might be where I saw you.
I got a good story there, dude. I do. Yes.
But yeah, so you were there with Chris then?
Chris Colcord?
Yeah.
In Gateway?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, because he was there during the hurricane.
Yep. Tammy too.
Yeah.
Stephanie too.
Tammy was there a long time. Yeah. Oh my God, there's a whole little core crew of people that still hang out like that. Oh my God, that's wild. I actually love that. I didn't even realize that till just now, and I love that.
Yeah. Lydia too. Lydia was there with us. Yeah, there was quite a few people there, man. Not all of us stayed sober, but like you said, a little core of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's awesome.
So how long have you been sober? Since
July 12, 2016. Yes. Yep.
Man, coming up on 10 years.
Yes, I just celebrated 9, man.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
It's wild, bro.
Right?
I would have never thought.
Because you were hardcore, huh?
Oh, yes. I heard your story. I was just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything?
Oh, yeah. Everything. Crack, heroin. I loved it all. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Except for, I never did for some reason, and dude, don't call me crazy, but I used to see people that did meth, and I didn't like that they lost their teeth, but yet I don't own any of these. And I own them because I paid for them, but I just, for some reason, I had access to it. I could have tried it, but I never tried it, bro. Just never wanted to.
It's probably a good thing.
Yes.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
Literally every time I would do it, I would be like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
And, because we couldn't find anything else.
Yeah.
It was like, it was just something to do. And like, you just wanted to get like, I'm sick, man. I just wanted to feel different all the time.
No,
and
I really liked it.
Oh, see, I didn't.
I wasn't a speedy guy. That's a speedy drug, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, I like the uppy stuff, but I usually like the uppy stuff because I want to be able to drink more. It was
Yes.
always about drinking more.
Yeah.
And then when I became physically addicted to heroin, it's like when things really start going downhill because that's when you start robbing everybody and fucking lying to everybody about everything. So
Yeah. Because the speedy stuff I was able to stop because even with I'll smoke a ton of crack now, and I had no problem smoking crack, but with just one day,
No problem.
One day, long before I got sober, I told him it was like a couple of years. I said to myself, I'm never going to smoke crack again, never touch it again, never to this day. I still never touched it.
you get tired of doing that, right? You're like, I'm more out on it.
You smoke the crap out of it, and after a while, everybody's geeking and peeping out the windows, and I'm sitting there like, oh, God, is all this about it?
Yeah.
Don't even do that anymore. It don't work. You know?
So that was me. Like for me, that was crack. Crack was like I would do it and be like, why did I do this? And I'm not gonna do this anymore. And then the next day, I'd be like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
It was just a cycle.
Yeah.
Because you're chasing that first initial one you did. Yes.
But see, now I realize that at the time I didn't. I tried to put everything into swim class, and it was always like, oh, I just need to quit the uppers, or no, it's the downers, it's this, it's that. When I finally realized that there was an issue with me, and I was just trying to change the way I feel the whole time,
Yeah.
then I was able to stop.
Yeah.
The part, oh yeah, I'm not gonna.
But you couldn't have convinced me that drinking was my problem for decades. Like, fuck you, drinking's my problem. Like, everybody's like, maybe you have a drinking problem. Like, no, I have a drug problem.
Yes.
Man, it's not the alcohol. The alcohol, I love the alcohol. If I didn't have the alcohol, what would I do?
Yeah.
What would I fucking do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How would I survive?
Yeah.
But,
More drugs.
So John, where are you from?
I am from Carteret, New Jersey. Yes.
oh, Jersey.
Yes, I lived there. I moved here in 1999. I was almost, I don't know, I think 28 when I moved here. 20. I'm 52 now, so.
So where is that? Like,
All right, so
Jersey's small, right?
yeah, it's tiny. So just think of it this way: it's probably about 15, 20 minutes by, it's out of New York City. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can get there fairly quick.
How far from Kevin's hometown?
Same county, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Wow.
it was Middlesex County. He grew up in Middlesex County. I grew up in Middlesex County.
Well, that's
yes.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Our teams played each other bad, all sports and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just asked Kevin to come on the podcast, and he said, "Yeah."
Cool.
Funny story. He told you this Thursday, right? Because we do it on today's Tuesday.
Yes.
And he told you Thursday.
Yes.
I told Gino. Gino caught it though on Friday. He texted me on Friday. I was bartending, and he goes, "Hey man, the date you told me is a Thursday. Is it a Thursday?" And I was
See,
like,
it's your fault, bro.
and I was like, no. I was like,
Starts with a T.
I was like, no, it's the 26th, not the 28th.
Yeah.
It's the 26th.
Yeah, something happened. But I put him in my calendar on Thursdays.
And then
I don't know why.
And then he texted me and told me that he told you Thursday, and I was like, that's so weird. We both, because neither one of us have ever done that to a guest, and both of us told each guest that we got Thursday.
Well, like you said, they both start with a T.
Yes. Confusing.
And we are moving to Thursday next month. So next month we're going to start doing it on Thursdays.
When does this air? What day?
It'll probably be Friday.
Friday, Saturday.
It just depends on when Matt ever gets around to editing.
Yeah.
He's the
I got
guy.
a new computer,
He's the
so
guy. He's the
that's
computer
going
guy.
faster. I'm getting better at it.
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, this would have never actually started.
Yes. Have you ever been to Jersey?
No, I've been to New York City.
Have you?
Yeah.
How many times? Just go
Once.
visit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was there, I was like, I think I belong here.
Yeah.
I was like, man, the people in the South are so slow.
You get lost there. That's why nobody notices you. You can get lost and.
I just like the hustle and bustle of it.
It was very fun. I went with Stephanie Patton actually, and we went to Kevin's. We went to Kevin's house
Plainfield,
and everything.
yes.
Yeah. So we were in Jersey, and I've always, because I've been in the restaurant industry, I've always been like, man, could you imagine being a bartender or a server in New York City? Like that would be the life. And then I'm there, and I'm standing in the street, and I'm like looking at all the architecture. And I realized, I come to this realization, I would hate it fucking here because there would be people like me just standing in the street, and I would be trying to get to work, and I would be like, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
I just want to go to work.
Yeah.
Get out of my street.
Tourist.
Yeah.
It was the summer after 9/11 when I went, so it was interesting.
There was a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah, I
back
think
then,
it was not the normal New York experience.
Yeah. it was actually good back then, man. It was. That was believe it or not, and I don't want to talk about politics, but that's when Rudy Giuliani was mayor of New York, man, and he cleaned it. He cleaned New York up good, dude. He did.
Nobody can argue that.
No,
He fucking did clean that
He
shit
did
up.
do a good job. Yes. Anyway.
So,
yes.
work. Let's talk about work.
Work. What about Serenity Brothers?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
hear about your the journey there.
Well,
I don't really know. I know you worked there.
yeah. Well, what happened was I got a short story. I'll turn to. I moved from down south to here to Jacksonville, chasing my now wife, chasing her. And a couple tries trying to get here, failed tries, And then finally I called Mr. Lee and I set up for me to move in Tradition House. And he said, come on. So I moved here to Jacksonville. And the criteria for me coming to Jacksonville was I had to stay sober for 2 years and live in a halfway house for 2 years before we even thought about moving in together. So I said, cool. So I moved here. And this gets to work. And I move here, and as soon as I move into tea house, they put me in this room, and I ended up, the guy, my roommates, does opiates, and he sells opiates at the tea house. So, but during that time, I got addicted to those. But then one day, this guy showed up, and his name was Wayne. He was, we all know him. He runs Serenity Brothers, and he was sitting on the couch talking about this woman, and that's how I met Wayne. And we started talking, and he started working at the Brick for his brother-in-law, and then he started the dock business back up again. He's like, you want to come work for me? And I said, sure. So it was just me and him at first, and Serenity Brothers started with me and Wayne, and then other
So
people
you're the
came.
brother.
But I guess, but. I love that company. I do. I mean, he does a lot for people, man. He's a good guy, and he does a lot of good things for people, man. And guys that normally, can make a living, a real living, get paid real money, not labor money. He pays real wages that you can live on.
Jobs,
yes,
no work.
Yes, you can actually live on the wages that he pays, and that's what he does for people in recovery.
He really does provide people, like, if you get. He gave Kevin Horner a fucking ditch digging job, and he is a huge part of that company now. Yes. Has wildly ran with that job and made it so mega successful for himself. It's so impressive, and I'm so grateful for Wayne because for for Kevin, for Shannon, there's so many good dudes that he has provided for, and it's and he gets them trucks, and he'll let them pay off the trucks. It's crazy, this shit that he does.
Let me
for
tell you
guys.
what he did, bro. So I got the truck that I got now, and he helped me. He goes, come on, I just got my license after I was never supposed to have a license again. And I went to a bunch of court day, and I ended up spending a lot of money and ended up getting my license back. Wasn't supposed to, ever. And I finally got it back. And he said, come on, let's go get your truck. So we go to get a truck, and I get the payment, but he put the money down for the truck. No payback, no nothing. Here you go. There's the truck. So I'm making the payments, and I'm making the payments for about a year, maybe a year and a half. And I come into the office one morning, and he's like, hey, listen, how much you got left owing on that truck? I said, about 14 grand. He wrote out a check for 14,000 and paid the rest of my truck off.
Oh my God. Just giving you
no paybacks. No paybacks.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love
Thank you for being, because I've been loyal to it, and it pays off, man. It really does pay off, man. He's a good dude, man. And he provides a safe place for people to work. Now, what they do with that, it's up to them. I mean, at first, we tried to save everybody, and we found out very fast that you can't save everybody. And a lot of people just don't want to get sober sometimes. But
yeah, in my line of work, between me and Brandon, and then we were given chances as well, and people either show up and work hard and do the things they're supposed to when they're not at work, or they don't, Yeah. But if they're not doing the things they're not supposed to outside of work, it bleeds into the work.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
And he works a good program too. He's real involved. You know what I mean? You see him everywhere, and everybody knows him, and he's the reason I have this fucking ring on my finger. He literally is the reason.
That's quite a story.
So I got to know Wayne more because Wayne's wife is my sponsor-in-law.
Yeah.
So I call her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she's awesome. I always looked up to her from like seeing her in meetings and just the stuff she did.
Yeah.
So then when I started dating Jen and got to know her more, than I knew Wayne, but I didn't really know him. But told a story at 4th Street, and it was a very good story.
Yeah. He was a guy, just like us, man, living in a house with no electric, no water, on a mattress on the floor, dude. Yeah, shooting heroin. Yeah.
Also, just the nicest guy ever,
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Like, friendly as can be.
Yes, sometimes.
So then you said you were coming from South Florida chasing your wife.
Yes. You want to hear about that?
Yes, I want to hear about it. So that I was literally trying to figure out if you met her in recovery. I was like, I'm not sure how he met his wife, but I know.
No. All right,
Glad
so,
you finally caught her.
yes.
Yeah, you got her.
So I was living down in Stuart, Florida, and there's a bunch of halfway houses down there. So I'm trying to get sober. I'm in and out of 1,000 halfway houses, and then one day I walk into Walmart, and there she was standing there. I'm in a halfway house at this point, and there's a bunch of us, and they took us shopping every Friday.
So like y'all came in the van.
We came in the van, yeah. And there she was standing in front of the store, and I went up to her and I said, "Hey, can I have your number?" She said, "No, absolutely not." And she was like, "Well, but," she said, "if you come back in, show a little persistence, maybe, just." She didn't make no promises, no nothing. So I would go in there every week, almost every week.
There?
She worked there.
Okay,
She
okay.
was a customer service manager at the time there.
Got it.
And I think she was. And she was still going to school to be a nurse, this, that, the other thing. And so I go in there every week, and I'd be like, "I'm here," checking in, dude, just let her know I was there. So after like 3 or 4 of that, I went in, I checked in again, and I was walking out the store, and she goes, "Hey, come back." So I'm outside, so I walk out. She goes, "All right, I'm not going to give you my number, but I'll give you give me your number, and maybe I'll give you a call." And I said, "All right, cool." So, and then she called me a couple weeks later, and we just agreed to go out on a date. And the funny part is, everything started off on a lie. Everything started off on a lie. So,
man.
so she comes to pick me up for a date. I don't have a car or nothing. Okay, a grown man. And at this time, I'm about 38, 39 years old, and she's 24. Yes. And I don't have a car or nothing. She's coming to pick me up for a date.
Good
yes.
job.
Yeah. So, she comes to pick me up, and I get in the car, and it's the first thing she says to me, "Who are them guys?" Now, she don't know anything about recovery. She don't know them in a halfway house or nothing.
Oh, of course
So
not.
I tell her, "Oh, it's just a bunch of us in recovery, and we split the rent and everything. We split all the bills and everything." She's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And I was like, "Yeah." She has no idea what a halfway
I thought
house
you were gonna
is.
say like, we're the baseball team.
There's more coming. so then we start dating, and things are going pretty good, man. And I'm actually staying sober for a little bit, but I would hit and miss, get my little 30, 60, 90, doing that cha-cha. And so one day we're about to spend the weekend together, and I say to her, "Listen, honey, how about we take our phones, we'll put them in the drawer, we'll shut ourselves off from the world, and we'll just spend the weekend together and nobody bothers us." She goes, "Great idea." And so we do that. We put the phones in the drawer. But at this time, what she don't know is that I have her ATM card. So, and I took it so she wouldn't get notifications when I take money out of her checking account. So during the course of the weekend, I leave in her car, tell her I have to go here, got to go there, and I proceed to empty her bank account. Yes. Not only do I empty it, I put it in the negative $500. Yes. And so Monday morning comes, and you would think it was like a slot machine. All you heard was ding, ding, ding from the notifications, and she hits the floor. I heard her in the other room, she hit the floor, and she cried. And it broke my heart. But it didn't really break my heart, but at the time I felt like it did. But I was just mad that I got caught. I just thought, magically, you know how we think. We're not thinking about the repercussions. Yeah. It's a negative 500. I'll just blame it on somebody else or something. But the jig was up, man. And she called up my sister, and my sister said, "Leave his ass, leave him." So she did. And But we kept on, like, I kept getting back in her life. And so, this went on, and I would stay sober a little bit. So I did, like, I really broke her heart one time, and she took off. She said, I had enough. I'm moving. My sister's in Jacksonville. And she left after me breaking her heart countless times. And she left. But we still stayed in contact. I said, all right, I'm going to get sober. I can do this. So I try to get sober. And I'm sober for about, I don't know, maybe again, 30, 60, 90 days, one of them. And she finally decides, I said, honey, I think I can move to Jacksonville now with you. You think it's a good idea? And she goes, yeah, it's a great idea. So I pack up my stuff. She's coming to pick me up, and I get that idea. All right, going to a new place. Who's going to know? I can do just one, So she comes, picks me up. But the problem is, everybody knows how I am when I get high on opiates. I love to clean. So before I leave this halfway house, I clean the whole house. I scrub the light fixtures and everything, man. And and then I get in her car, I put those stuff in her car, and we leave. And we're about halfway to Jacksonville. About Melbourne, we're at. And she gets a phone call. I don't know who it is. And then next thing you know, she hangs up the phone, she turns around and goes back the other way. And she goes, that's the people that they said you're high as a kite to bring you back. So she brings me back. I'm like, snitches, bro. I can't even do one, man,
And you never found out who it was?
Well, I think it was the director of the halfway house, Charles. And so she brings me back, and I go back to detox. So again, stay sober for, this time I stayed sober probably a good 6 months. And I'm doing really well. I'm smelling good, got my weight up, finally showering every day like we don't usually do. And things are good. And I said, all right, listen, let me move down there we'll move in together. And she goes, all right, that's a good idea. So and that's when she gave me the altar. She goes, all right, if you come, you got to live in a halfway house for 2 years, and you got to stay there and stay clean. And that's when I'll bring this into the story about the halfway house now. So I move into the tradition house, all right? And again, I'm only there, and that's when I finally moved here. But there was this time I didn't get high before I left or anything. But I'm only at tradition house now for 2 weeks. And the guy in my room is selling blues, and it's off to the races again. But now I'm living at Tradition House for the next 2 years. I live there. I'm working there. I'm literally drug testing people. I'm full-blown heroin addict for these 2 years. I live at the house. Yes. And I'm stealing, I'm literally crawling into Ricky's room at night, going in his closet, taking money out of his wallet, doing this to everybody in the house.
Wow.
Stealing from everybody. So finally, I ran out of money one time, and this is, Wayne gave me a job, so my rent's paid. The actual, I cook on the weekend, so that's taking care of my rent. So, and I'm still broke all the time. I'm the only person that lived at Tradition House and lost weight. The only person under the sun. I was losing weight like crazy, and everybody used to mention it too. And so finally, Mr. Lee was going to Minnesota for one weekend. And I had a great idea. I'm gonna write a check out to myself on Friday, stole a check from the house, wrote it out to myself, and cashed it. And I got high all weekend. And then when Monday morning came, I said, I'm going to detox later, people. Now, I wasn't being honorable. I wasn't going to get help. I just didn't want to go to jail for stealing that, writing out that check, which he did press charges against me for. So that was my thing into that's how I got to Tradition House. And then I was off to the races, bro. I left, I went to detox. I met a guy at detox, ended up moving in with him. I'll get into another story. You want another story? So I moved in with him, and I moved in with this guy, and I'm kind of white knuckling it. And this is all, I'm in and out of detox 1,000 times. She has left money in my property, and at this time now, and let me go back a little bit, she's actually working at Gateway at this point, my wife. She's working at New Beginnings, the adolescent part. She was the RN over there.
Okay.
And that's not how it, so we met down south. Everybody thinks we met here, but that's not how it happened.
Stuart, though, huh?
Stuart,
you know Monica's from Monica.
Yes, I
she's
do,
from fucking Stuart.
Yeah.
I lived in Stuart, too. I've been a detox down there and everything. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know you came from Stuart, bro. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So I oh yeah, so I'm white knuckle. I'm in and out, going to detox, getting in and out of detox, and I'm living over on Hubbard Street. I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting sober, and I'm living on Hubbard Street in a rooming house, and I get a.
Been there too. Holy shit.
Hubbard and Third.
Yeah. Between there, yeah, it's the 3 levels,
Yeah,
yeah.
one.
And I lived in the back by the bathroom on the bottom floor, and I get a call from Pete, this guy I was in Tradition House with. He used to live in Ricky's room with Ricky. Everybody knew him. And he called me up. He said, John, listen, I just inherited $1 million. And I'm coming back to Jacksonville. Do you know where to get anything? And bro, I talk about it now. I remember that day. Like, I literally hit the lottery. That's what it felt like. I was in the middle of the room. I was jumping up and down. I remember it, dude. I get chills thinking about it, dude, because I literally... Dude, yes.
Yeah.
So... he comes, and then for the next 9 months, me and him ripped through $300,000. Just the two of us, 300 grand. And so at this time, dude, I'm telling you, I have no teeth. I weighed 132 pounds. 130. I'm 6'4". I weigh over 200 now. I was 132 pounds. I had infections I had scabs all over my body. Dude, you wouldn't even recognize it, dude. My eyes were sunk into the back of my skull. Like, if I stood sideways, I was about that thin, man. It was horrible, man. And I said just one day, and me and him kept talking about getting sober, and I finally said to myself, "There's no way he has all that money. We're gonna go and get sober together. That is not gonna happen, dude." So one day I put myself into precipitated withdrawal. I took a Suboxone quick, and I mean literally that rooming house. I had bile in coolers all over the floor, just bodily fluids everywhere. My wife went and cleaned it out after I went to detox, and she cried, literally cried. She said there was like a film over the room of just scum, and it was horrible, man. And I called her and I said, listen, I called my wife and I said, she wasn't my wife at the time, and I said, I don't know what to do. I can't stop, but I sure as hell don't want to do this anymore, because I was sitting there playing with a gun, putting a gun in my mouth. I was taking videos of it, and I said, listen, please help. And she called her job, and then she called me back. She said, well, I'm gonna come pick you up, and I'm gonna bring you to my house, and then I could take you there in the morning, they said. So she brought me to her house, and she had a little bucket next to the bed with cold towels and everything, and I went straight into withdrawal, man. I mean, because I'm telling you, putting yourself in precipitated withdrawal, I don't know if you ever done
It's
that.
awful. It's terrible.
It's the worst thing I've ever did in my
worst.
life, dude.
Yeah.
And I did it 3 times to myself. 3 times,
They
dude.
did it to me once in detox.
Yeah.
They fucking
I
gave me
seen
some
them do
shit.
it to people,
And
yeah.
I fucking literally was like, oh my God, it's so bad. For like 8 hours, it was so, like I literally just sat there and shook, and it was the longest 8 hours of my life.
It's like having a severe case of cotton fever, and it lasted forever. I don't know if you ever had
I
that.
did it with methadone and Suboxone one time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it
fun.
was bad.
Yeah, so that's the day I got sober, man. I went.
So the 9 months, like while you're ripping and running, were you still in contact with her?
Well, oh yeah, she would like buy me groceries, and she would make sure I had stuff to clean myself with, and she made sure I had coffee and stuff. But and I would even go spend the night with her. But she was emotionally checked out. Like there was no there was no intimacy. She loved me to death, but she said she used to sit there, and I'd be sleeping in the bed next to her, and she would put her hand on my chest, and sometimes she'd pray for me to die, because she didn't want to see me suffer anymore.
Wow.
She used to ask the Lord to take me, man. Yeah. And dude, it breaks my heart just thinking about that stuff, dude. It does, but she's a good woman, dude. Good
Yeah,
woman,
dude, it makes my heart happy that you somehow
Yeah.
fucking still have her.
Yeah. And that's the
Yeah.
funny part. I was talking about that the other day. I've been a drug addict my whole life, my whole entire life. Since I was 14 years old, I've been a drug addict. And I'd never been with drug addict women, never. Never had the desire to be with it. And I come to find out why. Because I used to watch couples, and they always had to worry about each other and how both of them are going to get high.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured I only had to worry about me.
Yeah.
That's it. I only had to,
I'm not trying to give anybody half my dough.
And I didn't have to worry about, her going and having sex with dudes so we can get high and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't want no part of any of that, dude. So I was kind of a somewhat, I guess you call it moral junkie.
We have our fine lines that we draw in the sand.
So that time, that's when you went to Gateway, when you saw Bobby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm almost positive I lived at Tradition House when you were there.
You did. I know you did. Because I say it all the time. Yes, dude. Yeah, I tell people, even before I talk to you, I'd be like, I know him from somewhere.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, he goes to all the halfway houses too or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also in there using.
Yes, everybody was, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody
it was an interesting time.
Yes, it was.
I got high. What bedroom was I in when I was getting high?
I was in the emergency room.
I think that's where I was too. Yeah,
I was off on the right
in
though.
the little bunk area.
Listen, Wayne was my roommate, dude. And Wayne, there was a dresser blocking us. And Wayne used to lay in the bed, and he'd be laying there talking about God and praying and everything. I'd be like, yeah, buddy, yeah. I'd be over there booting up, man.
Yeah, my roommate would be sitting there mixing up a shot every morning, and I was like, but I didn't really have a desire. I was like, I like this halfway house.
Yeah.
The food too.
It wasn't
Like
Fridays, those steaks are
just
great, dude.
wake up to breakfast if you want. Like I would get up, eat breakfast, and go right back to sleep.
I blacked out one night. Like my roommate had a script of clown pins, and he was like, we were giving me some, and I blacked out and was convinced someone stole my Suboxone, and I was in their room freaking out and throwing stuff, and they ended up testing everyone in my room. Like to get tested at Tradition House at that time, you had to really act crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and move out.
I have better options. Did you come back to Tradition after you got kicked out? Or no, you didn't.
No, but I went back and made amends when I got sober and paid Mr. B back, and he dropped the charges and everything against me. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
So I know now.
When did you work at Tea House?
When I was living there. So that was, let's see, not when I got sober. So that would be 2014,
Okay.
2013, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was there. Somewhere from 14 to 15.
Yeah. Somewhere in there it was. The dates are a little blurry to me, but I know my sobriety date. But yeah, that's about it. Man.
That place is really turned around now. Just put that out there.
It's
a different place.
It was good then. It was really good then because people that wanted to get sober got sober.
They're all like that.
Yeah.
If you want to do it,
yes,
you can do it. And there's always the people that are doing bad in every house.
That need somewhere to live.
Yeah, that need somewhere to live. It's always going to be like that.
Yeah. That was me 9 times out of 10. I was the guy looking for somewhere to live. Because I literally, down in Stewart, I was in, in like a 5 blocks place, there was like 7 men's halfway houses. And I was in every one of them. I just do a circle. Go to one, get kicked out of the next.
Would you say that probably kept you alive, having that like when you were sober for like 30 days and go in there and kind of take a break? That's how I feel for myself.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't doing the right thing, like being able to take those breaks here and there, I kind of needed it.
That was God, dude. I believe it now. That was God saying, hey, listen, buddy, you need to take a break. Or like when I went to jail or anytime, man. Anytime. Like he was sending it, like that story they tell about. He sent the boat, he sent the plane, he sent this, he sent that, and I'm okay, I got this. But it was always him. I know it was, dude. I do. I believe that deep down inside. And it took me a while to get the signals, but I did.
My whole perspective on halfway houses has completely changed. Like when I first. Obviously it was like 17 when I first started going to detox, or not detox, but when I started going to rehab and shit. And I remember like the first time my parents wanted me to move into a halfway house, I was like disgusted by the thought of it. And now literally like when things are like, when I got let go from the project management job, my first thought was like, well, I could always move into halfway if things got real bad. I was like, it would be fine. Just go live in halfway. Like honestly, there's no like I would never be homeless again ever.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna happen.
I like them, but like sponsoring a lot of guys that are still in them, and like you know, I don't want to have to go back to one. It motivates.
I don't
me.
either, but it's always it's there.
It's
and
there,
I know it's an amazing stepping. So like honestly, like people that bitch about halfway, like I wish you guys knew how much you're gonna miss this when you leave. Like
especially for me, like communal living in general. Like when I'm in the throes of my addiction, especially like when I moved into 4th Street, it was great. I was like, there's people here.
It's fun.
People are laughing. Like, you know, like.
I tell people all the time, because I go to Gateway a lot, man. And I talk to the guys all the time. And I tell them, dude, please, if I could tell you anything, dude, stay here as long as they'll keep you. I promise you will benefit from it, dude. Because I remember when I first got there, and I need my kids back. I need a job. I need.
Yeah.
And those same people, always out the door. First one's out the door because they got to go do this. And I tell people all the time, that was the first time in my life where I actually, I didn't do any of that. I didn't try to put my hands on things. I let things happen as they did. I didn't rush to go get a job. When Miss Joanne said, John, all right, you can go get a job, I got a job. When my kids wanted to talk to me, I put a thing out there to say, hey, listen, guys, I'm here, I'm sober. If you ever want to talk, I love you. And I put the ball in their court, but I had an opportunity to work on me for the first time in my life. And I think that's super important, because I don't think, again, I'm not the guy that goes to detox and then after 3 or 4 days they said, all right, when you leave here, go to a meeting, raise your hand and tell them you just left detox and you're looking for numbers and you want to get sober. That's not my story, dude.
You're mental.
No,
not gonna happen.
I needed that, dude.
Yeah.
I needed that living space, dude. I did. I needed it bad. Yeah.
I had to get everything back real slow
Yeah.
for me to keep it. Like even back when in 2015, like I remember I went from a bicycle to a scooter. Well, first I was on foot, and then I got me a bike, got me a bicycle, and then I got me a scooter, and then I got me a motorcycle, and then I got me a car, and I lost it all again. Got it all back, but
Yeah.
So, like, what you were saying made me think of I'm going to quote a line from a book. I'm not going to say what book it is, but it says, job or no job, wife or no wife, we simply do not stop drinking as long as we place dependence upon other people ahead of dependence on God. And that's like, when people say that, I always think about that, because, and on top of that, like, if you do manage to get those things back, if I don't stay sober, I'm going to lose them anyway.
Yes.
no.
Absolutely.
And they go away way faster than every time around. Like so much faster.
Yeah.
Like the first time to lose everything, it took me a long, steady, slow drip of like alcohol.
Yeah.
And like eventually I just didn't have anything. I had like fucking charges and shit. Like how did I ruin my life?
Yeah.
But like when I built it back and then fucking relapsed, it's like gone in like a fucking couple weeks.
Yeah.
Shit gone.
I kind of like the way my life is right now, because a lot of people around me, they love money, but to be honest with you, and I'm glad I'm built this way, I don't care about money. I really don't, man, and it benefits me as the type of person I was my whole entire life, because I could chase anything really, really good, dude, but I just let things fall where they do, man. I do, and it seems to be working pretty good, man. I just all that chasing, man. It's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah.
So you got sober,
Yeah.
like you got the gateway. When did you guys get married?
Oh, we were together for. So you're gonna get me in trouble, man. We got married 4 years ago. It's 4 years, yeah. It was during COVID, actually. October 21st, I want to say. I think that's it. Just a couple years ago, and I'm not good on the spot. I apologize, but yeah, we were together a long time, man, and she deserved better than that, dude. She really did, because she put up with a lot, dude. And I said, and yeah, it was time to get married. So yeah.
Well, I think she's great. I don't, just the interactions I've had with her.
Yeah.
I know Jen is very fond of her.
Yeah.
And she just seems like a really.
At least she held on, got the best version of you now. Like, fuck. She didn't let go too soon.
Listen, she works in mental health, bro. She works literally at the pavilion at Memorial Hospital, and she deals with people. And listen, they throw things at her, and I'm not gonna say what they are, and they literally throw stuff in her face, and she still has empathy and compassion and for these people, man. And she worked at Gateway, and she knows, and it runs in her family too. There's addiction in her family as well, and she loves this community. She does, and there's nothing she wouldn't do, dude. She does a lot for the church, and she's a good woman.
So, I've been seeing you guys at church recently.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that?
What, about the well?
Yeah, how long you been?
I love the well, dude. I got a story for that too.
Oh yeah.
So when I was at Gateway, Pastor Tone, that he goes there every Friday morning, and he talks to everybody there. And I was one of them guys that was like, oh, if I step into a church, the place would erupt in flames. That's the type of guy I am, And so what I did was, for the time I lived at Gateway, I didn't mess around with the well too heavy. Everybody else used to go there every week, this, that, the other thing. And it was when I got out. I was fresh out of Gateway, and first 30 days out of Gateway, I'm scared to death. And as I tell my wife, I wasn't afraid that I was gonna use. I was afraid now I got to be an adult. I'm expected to be a good dad. I'm expected to be a good husband. I'm expected to be a good employee. All these things. And I was scared to death, dude. So I didn't leave my house the first 30 days out of Gateway. And I was lying to my sponsor already. He's like, what meetings you going to? Oh, I'm going to Gateway, because I know he don't go there. So, and I'm lying already. And so I finally, after 30 days of that, I was like, listen, man, I got to get honest here. I got to do things different, because my life's going to fall apart real quick. So what I did was, I said to my wife, I said, hey, what do you think? You want to go try the well one weekend? And she was like, yeah, sure, why not? So we go to the well, and we start going. And then Pastor Tone starts talking to me about getting baptized. And here I am, I'm almost 2 years, a little under 2 years sober, and I'm doing everything in recovery that you shouldn't be doing. The only thing I'm doing right is I'm not using drugs.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm doing right. I'm still lying, I'm still, all the stuff, you know what it is. And I said, so I said, listen, man, I started praying on it a lot, and then I finally asked, I said, Pastor Tone, you said about getting baptized. And Pastor Tone talks about it all the time. He talks about getting wet. Some people just get wet, and then something happens to certain people, And I was one of them people, I didn't just get wet, because something happened that day, dude. I don't know what happened, but it made me not want to lie anymore. It made me not want to be lustful towards other women. It changed my life completely that day. Changed it. And I used to describe it. I couldn't even describe it. But I know what it is. It was God, definitely. I know it was God. And he put his hand on my heart, and he mended a lot of things inside of me, man. He did. And it changed my life. It did. And Pastor Tone changed my life. He's a good man.
He is.
Because I'm going to tell you something about him, man. A lot of these preachers out here talking a lot of stuff. Pastor Tone's actually out on them streets all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Feeding people, giving people showers, giving them clothes. And the most important thing, he's telling them about Jesus. And that's all he cares about. He don't care about money. He don't care about none of that stuff. He just wants people to know Jesus Christ. And I love him for it. I do.
I asked him to come on, and at first he was like real hesitant.
Yeah.
And then I went to Matt's baptism. But by the end of it, he was like, hey, let me know what's going on with that. And I was like, all right, Matt. I was like, yeah.
I think we're going to try to get him and Jesse.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And just talk,
Yeah, he's a good man. Dude.
I was, last week I was in traffic, about to go into Arlington over the bridge, and I see the truck, the shower truck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder if that's Tone. I'm like speeding up to get to him, and I pull up and honk at him.
Yeah.
And then like, hey.
Yeah.
I text him later. I was like, hey, it was cool seeing you today. I was like, sorry, I was gonna try to follow you and say what's up, but I was on a mission, and he said, as was I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good man, dude.
He is. He's a nice guy too.
Yes.
Super. Yeah. And he helps a lot of people, and the way he's got that, I love the whole setup of the well too, where you're like sitting with other people, and it's not. I don't know.
You don't have to put on your Sunday's best
it's more of a community, and like it's fun.
Come as you are, man. That's it. Yeah. It's Jesus community, they call it. Yeah. I love it, dude. I do. I love it. I do. My wife loves it too. She does. She said it changed her life too. Absolutely did. All her friends there are women from the well, and they all do life together. So it's good. It's good stuff, man. Yeah.
So you mentioned you're a dad.
Okay. Yeah.
I see a granddad.
I'm a granddad. Yeah. Yes. I'm a father too. Yeah.
I know. I just remember. I just recently saw a grandkid.
I have two sons, Jonathan and Joshua, and they're both in the Air Force. And my oldest son, Jonathan, had a baby. His name is Saint Stone, and he's Saint Yesai Stone. Yesai is it's got something to do with God. Yes. And
it sounded. I didn't know either, but I'm like, it sounds.
And when I talk to people about this baby, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I thought I knew what love was like with my wife and with my kids. But this kind of love, it is a totally different love, man. I'm telling you, I've never experienced anything like it in my life. When I held that baby and it smiled at me, dude, I'm telling you, it just melted everything inside of me, dude. And I knew everything was going to be okay, dude. And my youngest son, he's about to have a baby girl. So I'm going to have a granddaughter too. So yes, all in recovery, bro. Because of recovery, yes.
And you've rebuilt your relationships with them, yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, listen, we just came back from there. We went up to we spent the weekend there about maybe a month ago. Yeah, and yes, I love them to death. He actually moved in with me when he graduated high school. My oldest son, he came down here. He lived with us, and then he went to the Air Force from here. Mm-hmm. Good man. They're both good kids, man. No drinking, no drugging. Don't even curse.
Nice.
He still says butt. Yes. and poop. Yes. How old are you? He's 25. No, he's 24, and Joshua's 21.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. Both married. Yeah.
Married
both.
All right.
My oldest son, his wife is in the Air Force with him. And my youngest son, his wife is Ashley. She's a good woman too. They're good. I met them all, and good. And all of them are good, man. Yes, life is good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. Like, and our mission here is to like try to showcase like what can happen when you put down the drinking drugs and however you do it. Like, we're not pushing any.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong.
Message.
I mean, just don't. Yeah.
We're talking about what we do.
Yeah.
I work the steps.
Yeah.
There's a million different ways to do it. You know?
There is, and I didn't think that at first.
Yeah.
When I first came to Gateway, I thought 12 steps is the only way you're going to stay sober. But when I was in treatment down south, I was at a place called New Horizons in Fort Pierce, Florida. And my counselor, he was a biker. And he was sober for 26 years. No AA, no NA. Just goes to church every now and then. And he's been sober his whole entire life. And he has a great life. And that kind of changed my perspective on things, I look back on that now. And even here, you meet people. And not everybody goes to meetings all the time. Not everybody. And I think it's all got to do with a relationship with God. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I do. I believe that wholeheartedly. Because if you're just believing in you, I think you're in trouble.
That's what it boils down to, and I think there's several different paths that all end up in the same direction, or the same destination.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for that program for like teaching me like so much about myself and but when I tried to follow it to the T, it wasn't that.
Did you feel like a failure?
Yeah, because it was like, I can't do that. And then I was like, also like, I can't do this the rest of my life. What do you mean I'm going to sit in these, and just like my whole life's going to be this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what else am I going to do? But now, I mean, I'm in, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those.
Yes.
Everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is everything, but it isn't. I don't know if that makes sense.
There's a balance. It definitely is, man. It's not my entire life either now. And I think most people that are successful in a 12-step program, it ain't their entire life. I think they balance everything out. You get church, you got AAA, you got your work, you got your home life. And once all that's kind of balanced, dude, things are really, really good, dude.
You said
I think that's balance is the key.
Yeah.
Your wife worked at Gateway, and I've seen Gateway ruin a bunch of people in recovery.
Yes.
Like just working there, because working in recovery sometimes and then being in recovery is very difficult, and working at Gateway especially is very difficult.
What it is, and it's not just Gateway, but just like you said, in recovery.
Yeah.
I think that if you work some type of program, people mix it up and they think that's their program, but no, that's your job.
Yeah.
Job and program, whatever program means for you. I'm not like talking about a specific thing. Everyone can have a different type of program. For me, it's like just, I'm pretty involved and I just stay busy. I got so much stuff going on that I won't even have time to like think about, getting bored and doing something dumb.
Yeah.
But I like it. I love, I'm like Dare to Disc, being involved with that this year has been super cool.
Yeah.
Like watching how these things work. Like, you know about that? What Dare to Disc is?
What?
It's called Dare to Disc.
Disc golf?
They started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the planning committee this year.
Okay.
And I'm just the first couple meetings I sat back and just observed. Now I'm starting to come up with ideas. And it's so cool, man. Like,
and I love that shit like that's starting to happen.
Shannon is in that. Shannon in that, because they're all disc golfers.
Yeah.
He's involved, yeah.
That's but that's like way better than like the dinner. You know what I mean? Like that's
I
fun.
don't even play disc golf, but like I know that a lot of these guys, especially they like Trish and House, they all went there, and so I see the benefit of it, and I'm just I'm like the social media guy. That's my task.
Yeah, you're the guy.
They told me that. I was like, I can do that.
Good IT dude.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's what you do. That's what you're here for.
Dude, it was so nice to see. I knew you could do something like this. I knew you could. But it was nice seeing Matt doing this, dude. It was, man.
He like brought up that he was like into podcasts, and I was like, I have all this shit. And he's like, wait, what?
I got a brick wall.
So, you know what? You know what's funny? I was just thinking about this. Like, the convention last year, that's when me and Bobby really, like, got to know each other. And we all ate dinner together.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I got pictures of that, dude. Yeah, I was just looking at it the other day. It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, it is, dude. That's it. My father-in-law was at the table with us, and he was one of the last people. He was brand new in sobriety, dude. He was, I think he was only one other person
that had a friend on Facebook.
Yeah.
I see him at Trout River.
Yeah, he is, dude.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember I stepped out for a second, and something happened with Jen.
Yeah.
You asked me a question. She put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah,
she did.
The whole fucking vibe changed.
Dude, I'm sorry about that, dude.
She should have left it be.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have. That was
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was a horrible
And then Mason popped up.
I realize now that, like, you were just checking me out and, like, you were being protective of Jen.
Yeah,
and I really
Jen's good people,
that.
dude. I know her a long time.
She's like, yeah, he's probably just being protective of me. And
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's good. I love her. I do. I've known her for quite some years now. Yes.
Yeah.
She's going to be our first Thursday guest.
She is.
Yeah, so her Tuesdays is they all do like her like group of sponsees. They do a meeting, get together. They go out to the beach to Wendy's.
Yes.
Not tonight. She might be with your wife tonight. Is your wife going to?
My wife is at
birthday party.
Yeah, for Christy Moyer. Yes.
No,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be people's last name. Edit that.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
She's like a regular person. I think we can say her name.
Yeah, she is a regular person. Yes.
She's cool too. So
All
many
of them are
cool
good.
people at the well.
Yeah, they are.
I'll be there this Sunday. I'm trying to work on like balancing things because like my home group Sunday, and I know that's an excuse, but sometimes it's like you're talking like 3 or 4 hours of just being in some sort of meeting. But I'm going.
And dude, stories there are unbelievable at the well. Like, And that, like we were just talking about, not being in a 12-step program. A lot of people that go to the well aren't in AA or NA or nothing. They're just, they want to follow Jesus, and they end up getting sober through going to church, man. And it's so cool, man. And
you know why? And I mean, that can happen at any church, but the reason I think it's so successful there for that is, like you said, the being involved and being of service.
Yeah.
So that's what it boils down to. I think it's about a higher power, but also being of service and finding a way to think about, like, if I sit around and just think about myself all the time, it's not going to turn out good.
yeah,
And if I'm upset, if I'm sad, I'm depressed, in my opinion, and this is only for myself, if I'm anxious, anything, it's because I'm sitting around thinking about myself.
yeah.
How else would I, like, that's why I'm, anyways.
It produces, and another thing I love about the well is that it produces people like stories like Jesse. You know, Jesse was a low bottom feeding junkie, dude, living in, like, scrapping out of old hotels and living in them, and now look at him, dude. He's a I don't know what his title is at the well, but he's a pastor there, and he's such a good man, dude. And he does good work at Java Club, and it's stories like that, man. It's almost as good as getting high, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get a little rush off this
You
kind
don't
of thing.
get hungover in the morning.
Yeah. People changing, lives changing.
What well does for people that strangers is amazing. You know what I mean? Just like the reach that he does, and just like he doesn't care. He doesn't care who you are, or what you're doing, or how bad you stink. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, get in here and take a shower.
And his wife, nobody
And
talks about his wife. His wife is even more amazing. I mean, she's with the heart that she has and the things she does for them women, man. We couldn't even, we think we know, and there's so much more going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, just, we're like seeing surface level things.
Yeah.
There ain't no telling.
There's so much
And
going
he
on.
just does all this, and he's got like 40 kids too. You know what I mean? Like, he's got like a whole ass family.
He's got the little house on the prairie.
Got himself a little soccer team, you know.
Yes, he does. He's a good man.
And it's still and energetic, like
Yes. Nonstop.
nonstop.
So, I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
That jersey.
I was wondering if you were going to bring this up.
Well,
Hey, I'm a Jaguar fan. I'm allowed to.
I knew you would ask me about it. So I actually, I don't. The earliest I remember being a Dallas fan, I wasn't even 10 years old yet. So it was in the 70s, and I was born in 72. So I was in single digits when I became a Dallas fan. I'm from Jersey. That's not an easy task because
Yeah,
you got the Giants, you got the Jets, but I now that I think about it, I'm the type of guy that loves to piss people off, and I think I started liking the Cowboys just to spite all them Dallas Giant fans. I just wanted to be a dick, and because
They're in the same division, right?
yeah, they're rivals, man.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's why I became a Dallas fan. I'm not 100% sure, but I can almost guarantee you that might be it. But I love the Cowboys. I tell people all the time, and I tell my wife, I said, if God came down and said, you got to choose between being married to her or the Dallas Cowboys, I said, honey, you're in trouble. But that's only a joke, dude.
But like
I
even
love
here, I remember like before the Jaguars came, there was definitely a lot of Dallas fans. I went to the game actually with Frankie.
I went too. I was there. Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was.
not as much for you.
No, it
but
sucked.
Surrounded by Dallas fans. I think there was more Dallas fans there than
Absolutely.
Jaguars.
Way more.
So,
When we were walking out, the Dallas jerseys compared, you didn't even see teal. All you saw was blue and gray.
you saw how many people were crying. Just to be upset.
I was one of them, dude. Dude, we were winning that whole game.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
a crazy game.
It was a good game, actually.
It was awesome.
Go sports.
Yeah.
Did you? I watched the one he did with Stephanie. Did you guys talk about the Jaguars with Stephanie? I didn't miss it. I didn't watch the whole thing. No.
We should have.
Because she bleeds.
Dude, she is amazing too. I watched the one you guys did. That's the first one I watched. I heard.
That's how this kind of got set up because you reached out to me.
Yeah, because my wife was in the bathroom listening to your podcast with Stephanie, and I was like, "Who's Stephanie talking to?" She goes, oh, that's Bobby and Matt. I said,
so
what?
cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I heard your guys' voices in my bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me happy. Yay.
Just gonna warn people, if you say you like the podcast, we might say, oh, do you want to come on?
Yeah. Come on.
We got
Let's go.
Gino next week.
Gino's a good dude, too. I went to a couple retreat with Gino a couple of years back. He's great, man.
Yeah, he is.
I gotta try and figure out how to get a copy of his book.
I have
He's got a book?
I have two.
Oh, let me get one. So
All
I can I'm gonna try and read through it real quick.
It's not. Me too. I'm also gonna try it, but it's not really long. Yeah, you read a book.
Oh yeah, if it's not long, perfect. Let me
It's
get
on
it.
like you can like order it on Amazon. He was handing them out at a time.
Yeah, because I asked him at the gym, and he was like, yeah, for sure. And then I was like, I'll try and read your book before you come on.
That's another thing sobriety did for me, dude. I'd never, ever in a million years. I'm down 40 pounds. I was 252 pounds a couple months back. And I looked at my belly, I looked down, I said, all right, I quit drugs, I quit smoking cigarettes, I quit everything. I said, it's time.
Gotta quit them buffets.
So finally, my wife got me a little workout bench, and I had some dumbbells. So every morning I get up, I walk a couple miles, and I work out with dumbbells right now. And I've lost 40 pounds.
Yes.
And I'm feeling really, really good, dude. It's probably the best decision I ever made in my life, dude, because almost everything's like getting better. Like our relationship is better. Everything's getting better because I'm actually caring what my body looks like now. Man.
It'll change your mental health too. Like
I hope
you'll notice that like when you don't work out,
Yeah.
your day is not as good.
I've already noticed that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like that's the biggest motivation for me is I know that I'm gonna feel shitty if I don't work out.
And it feels good getting up at 4:45 in the morning and working out. Something
Yeah.
about it just
So what time do you go to bed?
probably 9:30.
Yeah.
I'm an early. I go to bed early. I'm an
So
old man.
it's funny. Kevin actually is the one that really gave me the itch for working out, and I was like, if I look, because you look at Kevin and you're
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, how does anybody look like that? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's looked like that for 20 years. You know what I mean? Since I've known him, since I've known him, he's been jacked and like he takes off his shirt and you're like, fuck, dude. Like, so like he's the one that like motivated me, and now because of him I motivate. Like there's so many of my friends that aren't in recovery, that don't do 12 steps, that have like changed their lives and like started getting healthy, and it's amazing how like, because the gym is a lot of my program, and I've said that on here before. A lot of my programs in the gym. That's where I do my meditation. That's where like I get right in the head, and like to see how 12-step program like and the gym can like reach out and like it's the same shit, like help the newcomers. Like someone comes in the gym and they don't fucking know what they're doing, like show them what's going on, man. You know what I mean? Spread the love.
And that's it. I mean,
It feels good, dude. It does, man. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I haven't really seen the gains yet. All I seen was my belly disappear.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm trying to get that cut, bro.
You'll get it, bro. Just keep going. The secret is it's patience. It's because it's a long process. But if you just keep doing it, shit happens, bro.
Yeah.
I've been thinking I'll be like, when am I gonna have time to do it? And then he just said, wake up at 4:45.
You make time.
Yeah.
Listen, I had to bartend yesterday. I called in to work a double. I couldn't.
And you were that one?
Literally, they called me. I woke up at 10:45. I see all these missed calls. My favorite manager had called me. I wasn't gonna call my other manager back. I'll fuck him. But I don't care. I told him because I literally called. I called him today, and I was like, "Hey, I'm returning your phone call." He's like, "I called you yesterday, motherfucker," and I was like, "Yeah, I already worked that shift." Anyways, so he called me at I called him at 10:45 or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, I don't have a bartender, and I need you." And I was like, "Man, if this wasn't you, I would not agree to this." So I rushed to work. I get there. I didn't get to work out. Didn't get to do anything, and I have to work out. So I worked my double, and then when I got off, I went to the gym and worked out from 1 to 3 a.m. or 3:30, and then went to bed at 5. Got up at 9 and went and worked out again.
Work out. Yes.
I'm a fucking sicko.
So
Some are sicker than others.
Are your your parents and your whole family dynamic? Are they is there drugs and alcohol in your family? Does it run in your family?
Yeah.
It does. Who if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, my grandfather died from alcoholism before I was born. And then, you know, it's like my dad's sober, but he had a, you know, but he went to church. Like, that was his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I asked that because I was thinking about that too when I was on my way over here. My dad was a full-blown alcoholic. My mom was a full-blown alcoholic I have 4 older sisters, no brothers. And they were all drug addicts or drunks at one time too. But I think about it now, my mom, it was weird what happened with my mom, and I'd never seen it like this happen before. She raised us, me and my sister Deanna, we're the 2 youngest. She didn't start drinking until we were probably right about to leave high school. She started drinking. And she turned into a full-blown alcoholic. Alcohol killed my mother. She drank a handle of vodka every 2 days. And my dad was a super happy drunk, and my mom was a horrible, horrible, mean woman. And when I tell you, my mom didn't curse or nothing. But you get a couple drinks with my mother, mother F or this, that, the other. It turned into a really mean one. And she died very, very bitter, and alcoholism killed her, man. And it destroyed my whole family, basically. Dude, that's why I asked, because I see this, it runs through families like crazy, dude. And it ran through mine, man. But my sister Jackie, she just passed away not too long ago, a couple years back. But she was clean in NA for like 13 years when she died. And all my other sisters, they don't mess around with nothing no more. And then I got my sister Debbie's sober. We're all sober now, so it's a good thing, man. But it does a job on families. That's why I asked. That's all.
Yeah, and then also, like, even if, like, I think almost every person is affected, whether they did it or not. They're affected by alcoholism and addiction, whether it's something they've been through or someone they love, family member, significant other.
Yeah.
You know, especially these days, man.
Everybody. Even if you don't think you are, you are.
Like, we had a guy on here.
Somebody's gotten you, and you don't know you've been gotten.
Yeah.
So we want to have people on here too, like, that have, like, had it in their life. Like, we had a guest, a guy I worked with, and his, you know, he was in foster homes, orphanages. His parents were addicts, and he's pretty well put together himself. But, like, talk about how that affected him and how he got through it, you know. And we've had a weird, like, great response to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had quite a few people
really like that.
Yeah.
I had a couple people from my work be like, "Hey, we watched that one with John Boy."
Yeah.
But they were like, his name was like something Boy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, John Boy." And they're like, "Oh, we really like that one. Like, what are the qualifications that come on?" And I was like, "I don't know, like." What, are your parents drug addicts or anything? And she's like, yes, both my parents are drug addicts. And I was like, you qualify.
Do you or someone you love?
Look at my wife. Like and it's so crazy how it works, because look at my wife. She has 3 sisters, and she has a brother. Her brother's in prison, but her and her sisters, none of them are drug addicts, none of them alcoholics, nothing. And the father, her dad struggled with drug addiction his whole entire life. And it's just funny how people like they think down on addicts and alcoholics, but you never know who it's going to hit, because literally none of them. Their dad was a full-blown junkie almost his whole entire life, and none of them are drunks or drug addicts, you know. And same with, and I got a bunch of drunks and drug addicts in my family, and then you got certain people in my family that don't drink or drug. And my kids, look at my kids. Neither of them, they despise alcohol, and I thank God for that, man. But it's just funny how it hits and misses. I know there's a lot of psychology behind that and stuff, and it just seems interesting to me. That's why I bring it up.
But see, like, I did not grow up around drugs and alcohol. I was pretty naive to it. In my family, I didn't see it. I had an older brother, and he's like 3 years older than me, so he started smoking pot, and then he showed me that, and then, he had, like, friends, like, there was a group of us. We were all the same age. Our brothers were all the same age. Then they, like, got us drunk for the first time, and once that happened, I was like, oh, this is cool, and what else is there, Yeah. But, like, I think about what you're saying with your kids. I hope it's the case with my kid. Like, people who've seen it firsthand, like, might be like, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like,
yeah.
And I had no example. Like, my mom would say things like, "Your dad's an alcoholic," but, like, I never saw him drink. So I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
And it was like, I didn't really like, it didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Or even him, he was like, hey, don't, you keep doing drugs, you're gonna end up in jail. I was like, so it can't be that bad. And I did end up in jail.
Alcohol was super glorified in the household I was growing up.
I heard your story. I didn't know you were such a junkie. I just thought you were just I just thought you drank. That's all.
No,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking junkie.
There you are.
Hardcore, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, one time I was fucking in a public bathroom and I was using a contact case to shoot up dope off my knee, and it fell and hit the ground on the toilet, on the tile right next to the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
And I sucked that shit up off the fucking ground and stuck that bitch in my arm.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
That's
I'm
right.
catching Hep C today. Let's go. I'm getting high.
I was talking about that, dude. I took it out of the back of the tank. I didn't have water.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get high to go work it out back. I was literally not even a block from Outback too, right across the street in a fucking part in the gas station bathroom. Fucking sicko.
Well, all right, man. Anything else? Any other things you can think and talk about? Bob, do you have any more questions?
I don't know, man. John, I really appreciate you sitting down with us.
Yeah. How long does this last for?
We usually do about an hour. Let's see where we're at.
It's been over an hour.
Hour and 12 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Crushed it. Yeah,
You guys want to wrap it up?
we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Appreciate you,
All right, not a
man.
problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, John Stone.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
All right. Love you, man.
Yes. All right.